national figure, and you guys aren't expecting it. And when he gets on, I'm going to do some. You guys got to clap, shout, unlock your mutes, clap, holler. Everybody undo your mutes and just cheer for him when he gets on. So he's going to be here at literally in about 2 minutes. He's going to pop on, and I need you guys to unmute your mics, move your hands, go nuts, just like we're at the office, because this is really cool. And he's going to give you, he coaches 300 agents, and he's going to give you the secret of what his top agents are doing to thrive right now. A practical tip. So it's going to be good. I'm super excited. I got all kinds of speakers lined up today. I'm going to start while we're waiting for him to pop on, and then don't interrupt our speaker, but Darcy Stratton, we'll start with you while we're waiting for him to pop on. You had something really cool happen with one of your listings today. Fire away.
Okay. So it's kind of interesting. I wanted to show you guys how much control sellers are having right now in this market, in that under 450 range especially. So we had a house that hit the market.
You need to put this here.
And we had 3 offers, went over 20 grand over asking. This was just less than 2 weeks ago. And the seller decided to pick the offer kind of in the middle because they had more money down. We were a little concerned about the one that with the highest, they didn't have a lot of money. But the one in the middle wrote, and this was kind of cool what the agent wrote. She wrote, "As is sale, buyer will ask for no repairs," which I thought that was like, she's going all the way. It's not just as is, like there's no repairs going to be asked. So we're like, done, take it. So, you get into escrow, and here we go. I get this huge request for repairs that, definitely ticks off any seller. And it's like almost 7 grand in credits she's asking for. And I go back to the seller, and the seller's like, no way, man. We have 2 other people lined up, even one 5 grand more. So we just came back to her. We gave a little, 550 bucks. They threw a huge tantrum, and then boom, they accepted it. So it was kind of crazy. That was like, hey, you know what? You don't like it? We got other people lined up. So this is how this is. And I'm going to try that on my next listing too. I'm going to price it a little smidge under value. And then I'm anticipating getting multiple offers. And again, that one's under 400. I thought that was kind of fun because she came back and she's like, here's a laundry list of things, And we're like,
said we will buy it with and make no request for repairs.
Yeah, she wrote that on there. There will be no request for repairs.
And they did it. People have cojones, coconuts. I don't know. That's crazy.
I know.
Well,
I know. Yeah.
Sellers are in the driver's seat too. It's crazy. Even in this market, you wouldn't think so. Okay, we're going to switch gears. Darcy, thank you.
Yeah.
It is my pleasure to introduce you, the leader of the free world, the head of Icon Coaching, Mr. Shon Kokoszka. Everybody give it a hand in your mics. Welcome, Shon Kokoszka, baby. Lay it on us. Nobody knew you were coming. I'm so excited you're here.
Well, right on, Brent. Thanks for allowing me to do this, guys. I'm excited to see all of you, and it's so neat to see you coming together on Zoom meetings. Well, we're all kind of on lockdown during this time of crisis and everything else. And I just had a couple of thoughts I wanted to share with you as it relates to what's going to trend with the market. And I've been through the ups and downs of 2 different cycles of this market over the last 30 years, gang. And I'm going to tell you, first and foremost, I kind of look at it like this. Imagine you had a plastic water bottle, right? And you take the lid off that water bottle and you start dumping it out. See, that's how the market was flowing. I mean, you had buyers, working with you, had sellers listing with you, and you were negotiating buy-sell agreements in the market. It was just flowing, right? That pipeline was moving through from one end of the pipeline to the other. And imagine, here comes the COVID virus, and it's as though they put a stopper on the bottom of your bottle, right? And it stops it from flowing out. And now it's down to a trickle, right? Maybe it's even just dripping. Drip, 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 right? Now, as this blows over, as Solomon says biblically, this too shall pass, right? Which relates to good times as well as bad times. I mean, when things are firing on all cylinders and you guys are making money hand over fist and having a blast doing it, just remember that too shall pass, because it's not a matter of if, it's just when is the next crisis going to occur? When is the next downturn in the market? So during downsides, during upsides, I just recognize, guys, this too shall pass, right? So when this all blows over and you remove the cork from the bottom of the bottle, it's going to start flowing again, but it's not just going to start flowing. It's as though at the same time you squeeze that water bottle as hard as you can, because the fact that it's stopped up does not mean that the liquid is not still in the bottle. It is. It's called pent up demand, right? Pent up demand. And when that stopper comes off and people are comfortable to go out and start looking at real estate again, listing their homes for sale again, it's like you squeezed it. So now here's what you get to do. Prepare yourself for the rush. Now, for many of you, that requires significant leverage to make that happen. I'm talking about engaging with a showing concierge, somebody who's licensed who'd like to show homes for you. See, the funny thing to me is the most time-consuming part of the buying process, and Brent, I know you'll agree, which is showing homes, is actually the part of the process that requires the least amount of talent. My 9-year-old daughter can show homes better than I could show homes, I promise you. Okay, so it requires the least amount of talent. So to engage with a showing partner, to engage with an ISA, to promote that showing partner to a buyer's agent, eventually, right? I think this is a very smart time of the year to do that. As it relates to building an ISA team, there's never been a better time. So many people have been furloughed from work, laid off, they lost their job, whatever the case is, and they're looking for a home-based business. Now, in a results-driven compensation model, what if you provided them with the data associated with every expired listing in your MLS for the last 3 years? There are many providers out there that can give it to you, like LandVoice, Arch Telecom, Espresso Agent, Vulcan 7, Mojo, you keep going, that there's a bunch of different companies that can provide you with the names, the addresses, and the phone numbers of those individuals. And now, by the way, old expireds, what a great market to go after. See, new expireds, those that expired at midnight last night, they've probably already, this morning, probably received 15 or 20 phone calls from real estate agents. Would you all agree? No doubt, because realtors are hungry right now. They're looking for the people that have already raised their hand saying, hey, listen, I want to sell this house, and yet this other realtor was not successful. Now, going to old expireds, though, now think about it. Every realtor and their dog is calling these for sale by owners currently, so the competition is abundant. There's no doubt about that. Old expireds, on the other hand, there is no competition. And we know that the reason it expired 3 years ago is why? Well, that's right, because they were overpriced. Guys, I've sold homes that back up to an 8-lane highway that literally, standing in the backyard, you have 50 decibels of sound and you can't even hear each other talk. And yet I've sold them because they were priced right. Now, what have real estate values done over the course of the last 3 years? Have they come up or gone down? Well, of course, they've come up. So the price they were asking for 3 years ago, they could probably fetch in today's market. Now, with that said, guys, expired's a great way, especially now, because the expired listings are going to become more prevalent. I think you would all agree. Number two, after this big surge of pent-up demand, I believe the next segment of the market that's going to come back is going to be the investor market. And I want to spend some time talking about this because as my prediction, and I could be totally wrong, would be that at first what we're going to see, and you've probably already started experiencing it, is a softening of the average list price to sales price ratio. Now, in every major market across the US and Canada, over the last 12 months, up until about 6 weeks ago, was trending around 99%. In many markets, above 99%. So in simple terms, if that seller's asking $100,000 for a property, well, they were receiving from the market on average around $99,000. So sellers were not negotiating very much. And as we go through this pandemic, what we're going to find is the softening of list price to sales price ratio. So it's going to start trending downward. It's going to go to 98, 97, 95, could even go into the high 80s, right? And as a direct result, what we're going to sense then is a reduction in sales prices as well. Because once that agent who gets this $100,000 property under contract for $900 or $90,000 and it closes, well, that becomes a comp that the appraiser must use and you must use to list that next property. So you're going to start seeing a downward trend in sales prices. Yet the government has already committed to $6 trillion as part of this stimulus package. I just heard this morning that they approved another $1.4 trillion that they're printing. They're making this money, right? It's digital money. Sure, they're going to print some currency, but at the same time, it's digital, right? It's digital money that they're injecting into the economy and the natural byproduct of them doing that. You saw it happen in 2009 when they, hear this, in 2009, when the total economy collapsed, they only injected $883 billion as a stimulus package. $883 billion. Now, the GDP for 2019 was $21.4 trillion. Guys, they've already committed $7.4 trillion. This is a third of the total GDP for 2019 that they've committed to the stimulus package. And the natural byproduct of them printing money is inflation. You can't stop it if they're making money, meaning $1 million today is not going to be like $1 million tomorrow. Does that make sense? So as it relates to inflation and how it's going to affect you as a realtor, guys, frankly, now is the right time to buy a property. There's no question in my mind. Interest rates, historic lows. And sure, we're going to see a downward trend in real estate values, yet once inflation kicks in, and I would predict that it's going to happen within 18 months or sooner, we're going to start seeing real estate values skyrocket. Skyrocket. Real estate values being probably one of the most important assets that will appreciate quickly. Yet next to that would be precious metals like gold, silver, even art and exotic cars. You're going to see the prices of those things doubling, tripling, quadrupling, and real estate is no different. So if I were a buyer in today's market, that, now is the time. And that's the conversation I'd be having with buyer prospects. Now, conversation I'd be having with seller prospects is, investing 101. Not only is this your home, right, where you built and stored family memories, it's also an investment. And investing 101 will tell you to buy low and sell high. Now, when you bought this home 8 years ago, you purchased it at X price. Today, it's valued at this. And we're anticipating a little downward turn in the market, yet within about 18 months, it could be 2 years, I don't know, I don't have a crystal ball, we will see the rise back up. Yet right now, you know what the property will fetch in today's market realistically. So again, buy low, sell high makes all the sense in the world to me, right? So two different conversations that mean the same thing, that get you more of what you want when you want it. Now, the third wave that's going to come back to this market is going to be investors, okay? See, when there's blood in the water, when the list price to sales price ratio begins suffering, then the sharks come out. Make sense? So here's my input and here's my guidance. Two, and this is a big idea, okay? A really big idea. In fact, the first time I did this, within 30 days, I placed 8 properties under contract with an average sales price of $832,000 when the average home sale price in Denver, Colorado at the time was about $170,000. So I increased my average sales price by 500%. I made over $100,000 that month, and I was like a 26-year-old kid. And you can do exactly the same thing. So what I'm going to suggest to you is that you build and promote a real estate investor webinar. And I'd say get busy on it right now. It's really easy to do. Now, generally speaking though, and many of you have heard me talk about my buddy Mick, right? Mick, he spells it M-I-C. Mick is the guy that I blame all my negative thoughts on. Now hear me out. We all have a Mick. It's the inner voice, it's the inner dialogue that holds us back from doing things that would allow us to achieve extraordinary success in our lives. See, MIC is an acronym, M-I-C. It stands for My Inner Cynic. So as I'm outlining a real estate investor webinar to you, Mick might start chattering a little bit like, oh, you could never do that. I said, that's BS. Yes, you can. The only thing standing in your way is you, okay? Meaning a lot of people who say, well, if I promoted it, I've only got 250 people in my database. I might be able to get 10 or 20 people to show up and it's not going to be successful. And they start listening to Mick saying, you can't do that. And they don't take action. And it's sad to me. Yet I want to show you a way that you can actually increase your promotion efforts by, hear this, 700% with no additional effort. And I want you to think about the actual presentation of a webinar to decrease your responsibilities with the same amount of benefit by 700%. Now, what I'd suggest that you do, don't take all that weight, all that pressure and put it upon your own shoulders. Rather, I would encourage you to formulate a promotion team. Now, hear me out on this. Grab a pen and paper because this is a big idea, guys. And those of you that take action on it, I promise you within 90 days, you will be crushing it with investors, crushing it. Okay, so I want you to go out and identify these 7 key industry leaders in their own industry. Number 1, a real estate attorney. Write it down quickly. I like that beach in your background, Jen. I wish I were there now. I think that's, is that Oahu? Number 2, a CPA. Number 3, a financial planner. Number 4, a 1031 tax deferred exchange specialist. Number 5, a property manager. Number 6, a P&C insurance agent, property and casualty insurance agent. And finally, number 7, a mortgage loan originator. Now, when many of you know individuals that do that for a living, right? They're a CPA, they're a real estate attorney, they're a mortgage loan originator, right? And you know these people, you're already in relationship with them. What I'd encourage you to do is reach out to them directly and say, listen, I'm going to be promoting a real estate investor webinar. And I want you to be a significant part of this. In fact, my desire is to make certain that you do a heck of a lot more business in 2020 than you did in 2019. And I'm going to show you how. I want you to not only help me promote this to your respective database, I also want you to be a panelist on my real estate investor webinar. I want you to explain from your industry's perspective how to invest in real estate. So in marketing, guys, we call this a host-parasite relationship. And as gross as that sounds, what it does is it gives you indirect access to their database. So for example, your real estate attorney, they invite every one of their clients, past clients, to attend this real estate investor webinar that they are going to be presenting at. Okay, that person shows up, they show up because they trust that attorney. Well, guess what? They automatically trust you because you're perceived to be in business with that attorney. Does this make sense? Nod your head up and down if you agree. Okay, beautiful. So you're going to ask your promotion team to promote it to their respective database. So rather than just inviting 250 people yourself, you're now inviting like 10,000 people to engage in this real estate investor webinar. Also, rather than you being the only person presenting during this 1.5 to 2 hour event, now you're the moderator, you're the MC, you're the facilitator of the event. So you get on, you tell them what you're going to tell them, right? You then introduce your panelists and tell them essentially what they're going to talk about. For example, I'd like to introduce you real quick to John Smith. He's our real estate attorney. John is going to be talking to you today about how to formulate an LLC, a sub S or a C corporation. He's going to advise you as to which is the best way for you to go to house the assets in so that you can reduce or even eliminate liability associated with owning this property. Our financial planner, Jane over here, Jane is going to be talking to you about how you can take your 401k, convert it to a self-directed IRA, and invest that money in real estate to leverage that money to acquire a large asset and produce what I like to call mailbox money or residual passive income in the process. Our mortgage loan originator, Gary over here, Gary is going to talk to you about how to put your dormant equity to work for you. In essence, how to do a cash out refinance, take that cash, invest it in real estate, and again, start accumulating what I call mailbox money, okay? Our 1031 exchange specialist, Mike, he's going to tell you about how you can defer capital gains. See, many of you that showed up today already own investment property. You've depreciated the asset out, and it's time to sell that, defer capital gains, leverage that money to buy a larger asset and create more residual passive income and a higher level of net wealth at the same time, right? So you just moderate it. That's it. So your panelists are going to give you a list of questions that they want you to ask them, and you just Q&A all through this whole presentation. So you don't have to be the creator and purveyor of all content. I want you to leverage that off to the experts in the industry. By the way, if you're promoting a webinar more than 2 weeks in advance of the webinar, you're wasting your time. I just, in fact, Jay Nelson, many of you know Jay, he's a rock star, so much energy in that kid, right? And so anyway, we were supposed to be doing a live event in one of the cities, and we decided, well, let's go digital because of everything going on with COVID, right? Well, we decided Saturday morning that we were gonna do this webinar. Saturday morning, built out the registration pages, had it done by like 2:30 in the afternoon, got it over to Jay to start promoting it. I was promoting it, he was promoting it, several in his downline were promoting it, right? Guys, we did that event on Tuesday afternoon, started at 4 p.m., finished at 6:30 p.m., and it was all about lead conversion mastery. We had 388 people show up. So you don't have to promote for 3 months in advance. That's all I'm saying. And it's a webinar. Guess what this costs, by the way, to put on?
Millions. How much?
Nothing. Zero. I mean, Eventbrite would be a tool you would leverage. It's an event registration software. Build out your registration page. You could do it in 20 minutes, okay? What does it cost you for your data list? Zero, because they already have it. They're going to promote to their respective databases. So build out your registration page, identify your promotion partners, establish your date, ghostwrite an email campaign for them to send out to their database, ghostwrite a social media post campaign for them to post to all their social channels. And guys, I promise you, you're going to get 300, 400, 500, 600 people registering to learn how to invest in real estate. See, many of the people you already know right now would invest in real estate. Number one, they really just don't know how. They're fearful of making a mistake because they don't know how, and they really have no energy behind it. So financially, they're able to do it. They don't have any energy. This will be the catalyst to get that fire started. And in so doing, you'll make that fire burn with white heat intensity. And I promise you, you guys are just going to blow it up with investors, because that's the next phase of the market. Following that, and I'll ask you to prepare yourself. See, your business, your production, your bank account, gang, it's going to grow to the extent that you personally grow. So the following segment of this change in the market that you need to prepare yourself for is going to be short sales. And the last one I closed was 2011. Okay, they've made significant changes to that process since then to streamline it, to make it easier on you as well as your clients. Yet short sales are going to make a strong comeback. Okay, so be prepared for it. In essence, these people have leveraged themselves to the hilt with their mortgage. They've lost their job, right? Their HELOC is all spent out. And now they're upside down on the property. You're going to see it happen. And it's sad and it's true. And we have an opportunity to help these people out of a desperate situation. Okay. So you need continuing education hours anyway. So go to ceshop.com or some other online CE provider, sign up for a short sale class. They'll give you 3, maybe 4 hours of continuing education that you need anyway. Educate yourself, prepare yourself, recognizing your knowledge, your skills, your mindset, and your habits, gang. It's going to grow to the extent that you personally grow.
Love it.
Right? All right.
Shon, thank you. That was amazing. And you did not ask me to do this, but it's a shameless plug because I believe in you. If anybody out there watching this, and by the way, we've recorded this, we're reposting it. If you want to be coached by Shon, his organization, he's got coaches. They coach about 300 agents in North America. Very affordable. I got like 30 seconds. How do they reach out to you if they want to be coached by you and learn this kind of stuff?
Well, that's awesome. And thank you, Brent. I didn't expect you to do that.
I know.
Appreciate it at the same time, buddy. You always come from contribution and you're a great leader, man. I appreciate that. Well, first off, you just go to my website. Right there on the homepage outlines a program called Accelerated Breakthrough. Is there anybody here who's been through that thus far? Fantastic. Jen, unmute yourself. Share with us your experience. Did you like it? Do you have them all on lockdown, Brent?
No, I don't think so.
No, I'm just not smart and I couldn't figure out how to make the screen big again.
Hey guys, we got like 30 seconds. You got to go quick, Jen.
I've been through Shon's SOAR coaching and that worked amazingly, and I'm in the accelerated one now. I'm a little bit behind because of all the shelter in place because I'm now homeschooling again. So I have 6 kids at home. But it's great and it really helps focus you on what you need to do. This week alone, just by having conversations, by standing in line 6 feet apart, and I just got another phone call this morning. I think I've produced about $3 or $4 million in real estate in just the past 7 days without doing open houses, without doing a whole lot, just doing what I can, where I can, in my cowgirl beans and boots. So
awesome.
Works.
Well, Jen,
okay, so Shon,
so here this
website, Shon, is Icon Coaching. How do they find it?
iconcoachinre.com. iconcoachinre.com. Right there on the homepage, you're going to see my 4-month coaching and training program for, hear this, guys, just $350. Okay. I set out on a mission to help 10,000 realtors this year improve their production, their profit. I want to double it, triple it, or even quadruple it for you, okay? And that's my mission. And so I wanted to create a very inexpensive group training program and coaching program that would enable you to do that by improving weekly your knowledge, your skills, your mindset, and habits. By the way, I'm going to throw in a whole bunch of add-ons, okay? I'm going to give you my 20-point buyer presentation. That's $199 value included in the $350. I'm going to give you my listing presentation. Brent, hear this. My last year in production, I went on 162 listing appointments and took 160 listings. You're going to get that presentation and all digital assets associated with it. And that's $199 value. That's included in $350 investment. You're going to get full access to my library of content, guys. That's a $500 value. And I put together a Facebook ad training program with my buddy Grant Wise, who's a digital marketing genius. He's the founder of Real Estate Marketing University. We're going to give you Modern Agent Lab, a do-it-yourself Facebook ad training program. It's click by click, screen by screen.
Awesome.
A 7th grader can do it. It's valued at $500. So $1,396 worth of add-ons, plus 16 weeks of coaching and training, 1-hour Zoom meetings weekly that are all recorded. You can get caught up like Jen, right? And it's just $350. So to me, it's kind of a no-brainer. And
so let me get this straight. $350 a month for 4 months.
No,
every penny. That's worth every penny. $350 a month.
Now,
for 4 months, worth every penny.
Brett, it's not $350 a month. It's $350 total.
That's awesome,
for
man.
4
I mean,
months.
that is
So
like
it's like 100 and what does that work out to? Who's good at math?
the
$110
biggest
a
no-brainer
month
in
or
the
something
history
like
of
that.
Earth. Every single person should do this. We got to go for time, Shon.
Yep.
Mwah. Love you, man.
Thank you,
And
Brent.
thank you for
Take
jumping
care,
on
everybody.
today.
Bye-bye.
All right, see ya.
Thank
Okay,
you.
we're going to go super quick because we are running behind. I'm going to go to Heather. Heather, you got 1 minute. Give us the update from Chicago Title on what's happening with closings. Are we doing business in Sacramento or are we not doing business?
We are doing business. So our operation, operation, we opened more orders this week than our entire division. So yes, and that's Sacramento, Placer, El Dorado counties. We opened more Chicago Title than our entire division. So
And
things are
that's
still
mainly
happening.
the Brent Gove team. Let's just
You
be
guys are
honest.
awesome. You guys
Okay.
are awesome. Yes, we got Cindy, Darcy, Krista. You guys are, thank you.
Everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Missy opened one this week. So you guys are awesome.
Go
So
Missy.
thank you. Thank you.
Hey, so did I, but just leave me out.
Oh, Jen, you did too. Sorry.
You can name everybody. Okay.
All of you. Thank you. Yeah, we're still
gonna wrap
moving and
it up.
grooving.
We got a lot of ground to cover. Thank you, Heather. Chicago
You're
Title.
welcome. Thank you.
Call Christine Adams. She's my escrow officer for 15 years. I love her. Don't tell my wife, but she's amazing. Get your deal done. Christine Adams, Chicago Title, Roseville, shameless plug. If you don't have an escrow officer, you want Christine Adams. Reach out to Heather, Chicago Title, Roseville. You find him. Darcy Stratton, I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Fast as you can go. Let us have it. Darcy Stratton, unmute your mic there.
Oh, on what I just texted you? So
No, whatever you, no. Whatever you want to share.
Oh,
Not-
I already
not what you
shared. I'll
texted
share.
me. You got 2 minutes.
Okay. So if anybody needs help with short sales, I started in short sales my first 3 years. That's all I did. I didn't do what I call like an equity sale till my 3rd year. I have 100% short sale success rate. So if you need any help, let me know. I would love to help anybody. Hopefully we don't start seeing them too soon, but if we do, just give me a call. I'll help. No problem.
Awesome. Okay. Next, we're going to move to, who was it? Chris Arola. Chris, 2-minute update. Property management world, investors, tenants, what's going on?
Yeah, hi, good morning all. Can you hear me, Brent?
Not real well, but so speak up for whatever reason.
All right, how about if I pull,
There we go. We can't hear you now, Chris.
all right, well, I don't know.
There we go.
It's working.
Okay, go for it.
There we go. Listen, if you, I want to just say something before I give you an update here about Shon. If you believe what he's saying about investors and that being the next phase, I agree with that, by the way. All my investors are all talking about what to do, what to buy right now. If you want to be useful to an investor right now, there's 2 forms. There's a couple of forms that investors need, and a lot of them don't know they need it. With the onset of rent control being passed, there's a form that they must give to their tenants. I have that on my website. It's free. You can go download it. You can be, a real hero by giving it to them, saying you need to have this. And now with the COVID outbreak, if their tenant can't pay rent for any reason, there's a couple of forms. One of them our attorney drew up. Another one is kind of more of a state form that the owners, the landlords can use to keep things documented, keep some communication, proper communication, some legal communication going. Those 2 forms are on my website. Just go to rentpros.com, go to the COVID update, and you'll see those forms. Download them for free. I'll be taking them off, here in a while because those are really my rental owner forms that we normally charge for. So rentals are coming off the shelf, flying off the shelf like toilet paper. We were getting more apps than we could believe in the last couple of weeks, just people grabbing because they were not going to be as picky. That said, about 53% of my tenants have been laid off during the month of March. That's the bad news. The good news is out of just under 1,000 tenants, only 32 tenants, today's April 9th, only 32 tenants have still not paid. 17 of them have come to us. They fill out the forms. They've made payment arrangements. So this is we're actually ahead of schedule for normal rent collections right now. May we're going to have the hopefully the unemployment checks will be in. Certainly the stimulus checks up to $3,400 a family of four should come in. So most tenants seem very interested and diligent about wanting to get that rent paid. So the only thing we've changed at our office, we're all fully operational. We're just not doing showings, in-person showings. Everything's video. And then we're also only doing essential maintenance. We're not coming in and adjusting the mini blinds and that sort of thing. So yeah, onward and up. So far we're holding it together just great, and I appreciate the vine here, bud.
Thank you, Chris. Rent Pros here in Sacramento, they manage over 1,000 properties. Plus, he said he agreed with Shon, the market's going to explode when this is over. Pent up demand, the water's still in the bottle, all that activity's there. It's going to go, but you'll have this low interest rate. But real quick, Chris, you actually own dozens and dozens of properties yourself. So you're like the real deal investor. Is that a fair statement, roughly?
I'm a real investor. Yeah, I have commercial and residential properties, and we're all wondering what's going to happen. It's the great unknown. But on the other hand, remember, if as a landlord, and you can even tell your landlords this, if their tenant doesn't pay and the landlord's dependent on that money to make mortgage payment, go talk to their lender. There's a lot of safety valves out there. I don't think the government's going to let the economy crash over this. I don't know about you, but I'm buying a lot of stocks right now. Everything dropped like crazy. We all know this is temporary, and so that's the mindset. And so, yeah, I definitely would say get out there and start looking around. Some people are selling out of desperation and fear, let's call it, and that's a mistake.
Awesome. EXP is over $8 a share right now. We're doing great in the storm. Very cool. Chris, thank you. I'm going to go to Krista Proctor. Krista, give us a minute or two. Then we're going to go to our second guest speaker for the last half of the show. Krista Proctor, you are live. Go for it.
Okay, Brent just asked me to share some sort of like philosophical faith thing. So this was what I was thinking about yesterday morning. I've been trying to spend some personal time just thinking and meditating and praying in the morning to just set my day. I'm not always great at that, but the last couple of days I've tried to make it a habit, a newer, like more regular habit. The thought that I had all day was the answers are within you. And, there's this scripture in the Bible in Luke 6:45. My husband took my other computer to do a different Zoom call, so I can't read it verbatim. But basically, Jesus is telling his disciples that just like a tree by its fruit, our lives, we as people are the exact same. Like you wouldn't go pick a pear from a thorn bush. You wouldn't pick a raspberry from weeds. And so same with people, we as human beings, it says a good person out of the good treasures of their heart good things of their heart brings forth good treasures. And the market going on around us, that's one thing, but what about the market that's going on inside of us? And we are the ones who carry our business. It's inside of us. It's inside of our hearts. Our economy, our personal economy is not subject to the world's economy. And I think when we keep plugged into each other, keep plugged into all these positive voices of wisdom, voices who have been through the ups and the downs, it's just like what Joey said last week, the well we think from is the well. What was it, Brent? The well we drink from is the well we think from.
There you go.
And so, we are those people who we are plugged into a good source. And, for me, that main source is Jesus Christ. But he said, I'm the vine and you are the branches. So if we're all branches, that means we're also plugged into each other. And so with that, in bringing out good fruit, we have to keep on reaching out. Whenever I'm tempted to look at something negative or compare my own situation to someone else who's like got 5 sales in March when mine actually went to a halt, we can't compare. We just have to rest and relax and know that we keep doing the same things we've always done. Keep reaching out, look to someone else's need, encourage someone else when we ourselves need encouragement. If we lift someone else up, it's a lever that will then lift us up as well. And I've also been thinking about the scripture that says, cry with those who cry and laugh with those who laugh. Some people are trying to focus on laughter right now, and I want to do the same. And then some people are really in a lot of pain. I know people who've had family members already die from the virus, and they're in so much pain. So we just cry with those who cry, laugh with those who laugh, but we are going to weather this storm, and we just have to focus on what's inside of us and then just keep bringing that out into the outer world. So that's it, Brent, that I had, because I know you want to keep it on a time.
Great. I love it. Hey, everybody, just a housekeeping. Remember, we can see you. Some of you forget. We can totally see you. And then number 2, make sure your mics are muted for the quality. Number 3, make sure you have light on your face. You can get one of these for like $29. That's what I use behind my laptop. And it makes me all light and bright, and it's not dark. And another thing is, my laptop's on a shoebox. If without the shoebox, I ended up, it ends up where I'm looking down at you like this. And so just for aesthetics for the team, get a shoebox, get something, lift your computer up so you're not looking down at people. If you're doing Zooms, you don't want to look down at them. It's not a good thing. So get a shoebox. I've had books, stack of books. Lift your laptop up so it's kind of more even with you. You'll notice Shon was even with you. And then if you've been weathering in place and eating 5,000 calories a day, you get the double chin going on, and when you're looking down, you like, it's not no bueno. That's why you see all the selfies going, hey, everybody, because you can't see the double chin. And so you look better. Be aware of what you're wearing. Dad, your shirt's down to your belly button. You look like a gigolo. I love you. I could say it's my dad. He's been on here. I'm teasing you, Dad. But your shirt was like way down, man. I was like, oh, God. And make sure Mom knows she was watching that. We're seeing her. And so all of you, and we love your kids. Darcy's got her son there. Some of you have your daughters there. Love it. We're about family. So just be aware of that. This little housekeeping. Okay, next speaker. You guys are going to have your minds blown. This is one of my favorite people I've ever met at Keller Williams. He developed a software company. And pop on here. You're making me nervous because I don't see you.
What's up, Brent?
Where are you? Why can't I see you?
You have to go next. I'm probably somewhere tucked away in the end.
Is there a button? How do I see him, James? What do I got to do to see Alex? I can't see him. Anybody know?
Yeah, you can, on the right tab.
Wave at us, Alex. Can you guys see Alex?
You guys can see a photo of me.
Yeah.
No, his video's not started. I'm asking him to start video.
Okay, start your video. What was it like? The camera? Unlock the camera? Is that it?
Here. There we go. There we go. My lighting is terrible, guys. Because I'm having to tuck myself away at my daughter's room because I've got like all my kids.
It's okay.
Yeah, the lighting's not gonna work.
Oh, so you were just gonna do your screen. I didn't know.
Yeah.
We
What was
are
that?
community, bro. We like to see each other. That's how we roll. Okay. Anyways.
Hold on 1 second. I'll try to turn on the light here. Give me 1 second.
It's okay. It's okay. I know you're going to share my screen and no one's going to see you.
All
Okay.
right.
So, anyways, here's the deal. He is one of my favorite human beings in the world. I've always said Jenny Stroop is the smartest woman I know. She's freaking brilliant. Jenny Stroop, James's wife. He scored. She blew it. Anyways, that's a whole nother story. Anyways, but here's the deal. One of the smartest human beings I know is, besides once I started working with James, realizing that he actually is pretty smart, not just a good golfer, but is Alex. He is, I call him Alex T because I messed up this. Alex, how do I say your last name?
Tkachuk. You got to run off the T. The T silent. Tkachuk.
That's why I mess it up. I just go Alex T. He's brilliant, super, super smart. And he created the most amazing program. I asked him to share it with you. Pay very, very close attention. Alex, take it away.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, Brent. I really appreciate that. Here, let me do an optimization on screen. Let me just ask you a quick question. So can you guys see my screen right now?
Yes.
And if I switch from that to this, can you guys see that as well?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Guys, so keep in mind, I'm not telling you guys nothing today. Everything I'm going to show you today, I've made available to every single agent on Brent Gove's team for free. Just pay attention because there's so much value. You guys could be generating listing leads starting as soon as today, and I'll show you exactly how to do it absolutely free. We have agents in our office that are just crushing it. They're killing it. They're using this tool. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started because I've got 15 minutes. I'm going to try to run through it really fast, and I'll show you how to get your link and start generating those listing leads yourself today. All right. So we know that NAR came out with the statistics. They said that 70% of homeowners use this real on their next transaction. So we want to offer you a tool that can improve your client retention, generate a pipeline of seller leads, and a way to stay connected with those leads that you generate. Right. So the reality of today's changing real estate landscape, we know that sellers are holding off on a lot of their listings, and it's possible that we may see a wave of foreclosure in the next 6 months, or even short sales. And that's to what Shon said as well. But the agents that foresee and adapt, they're going to be the ones who will thrive. So the question is, how do you position yourself to stay ahead of that curve? Right. 3 things I recommend right now is, 1, you got to reduce your spend, but absolutely double down on your marketing to build up that pipeline. And primarily focus on pipeline for seller leads. And I'll explain to you why this is so critical at a moment like this, right? And so we'll dive in that here in a second. You want to capture those sellers, but not just capturing them, because right now it's very unlikely you're not gonna get a seller to list unless they absolutely need to, right? So how do you catch that pent up demand, right? And how do you stay in front of them? And those are the tools that I'm going to offer today, absolutely free. You guys can start using it today. All right. So 1, we provide you a tool.
Time out. If you got to take the extra 5 minutes, take the extra 5 minutes. Feels a little rushed, and I know you said 20 and I gave you. So take the extra 5 minutes. You can slow the pace down just a little bit, because this is too good. I do not want them to miss this.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Brent. All right. Thank you. I can take a breather now. Whew. So 1, there's 3 things I'm going to show you guys right now. The very first thing is we want to tackle your past client database. We want to ensure that you can stay in front of your past clients. And this is going to go back to what Shon was talking about, short sales and all that. And I'll show you how we're going to tie in how you can position yourself to be that trusted advisor on all fronts, especially at a time like this. We provide you a tool called Home IQ, right? Here's a quick screenshot of what this tool looks like. So once you upload your past client database, our system is going to nurture them every single month automatically without any of your efforts involved. And it'll send them a text message and an email showing them the estimated equity they have in their home, the value of their home. And if they have any questions, they can just click this button and you will receive a text message and an email saying, hey, Joe Smith wants you to verify their home value. In essence, you're keeping them off of the portals of Zillows and all the other tools out there. You're giving them value, and then you're staying in front of them. You're giving them an easy way for them to connect with you. Most importantly, what sellers want is they don't want gatekeepers. And part of the reason why Zillow became a $10 billion company at its time is because they provided something of value to the homeowners. They said, look, if we can give a Zestimate to a homeowner, we'll capture their attention. So giving some value up front establishes credibility. Right, so we're doing exactly that. We've partnered with First American, and on demand, you can provide equity reports to your sellers. So instantly, if they want to sell, refinance, pull out line of equity, how much can they walk away with? So, and we do that by showing them, hey, here's your value, here's your loan balance, here's your closing fees, and how much you'll walk away with if you sold today. All these fees are pulled directly from First American. The one thing that you do have control over is these commissions. So you can fully customize this on the back end or remove it completely. All right. And then most importantly is, if they have some questions in regards to the reports, it's very easy for them to ask you a question. They can just type right there on their phone or on their computer and ask you a question. So we're making the engagement really, really easy. Then part of the reason why our open rate is 86%. 86% of homeowners are opening our emails, right? And they're clicking on those emails more than 3 to 5 times each month. And this is part of the reason why is because we're giving them value. So if your homeowner has mortgage insurance, we will track that mortgage insurance and let them know if and when they qualify to remove that mortgage insurance. They cannot find this information anywhere online. No Zillow can offer this to them. And this is a really valuable tool because if you can save them $300, $400, $500 a month, and they're constantly logging in to see when they qualify, that's a powerful tool that you can offer as an agent to your clients.
Hey, real quick, Alex, the reason you want them off Zillow, Zillow pushes them to agents who pay big dollars, 10, 20, 30,000 a month, and they take your client and they give them to somebody else. You want them off Zillow. This gets them off Zillow permanently.
Exactly. We've aggregated a lot of information. I'll walk you through the rest of the report to keep them off Zillow, right? So we'll be able to visually display to them in an easy way to understand what they've paid so far towards their mortgage. And keep in mind, the homeowner doesn't put any of this in. We've got data partners that we spend hundreds of thousands of dollars each year to aggregate this data, right? And so we'll tell them, look, so far, this blue section is what you're paying towards interest, and the dark blue is what you're paying towards principal. And as the loan matures, that increases. And then we're showing them, look, your home is going to end up costing you $400,000. However, if you paid a little more each month with a little toggle, they can move left and right. We'll tell them how much they can save and how sooner, how fast. I'm sorry?
Mute your mics, guys. Somebody's mic was not muted and you jumped on the call. Go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. So once again, we're giving them value. We're showing them, look, in the long run, here's what your home's going to cost you. Maybe it makes sense for you to pay a little more each month, because if you pay just $200 a month, you can save $30,000 on interest and pay off your house 7 years sooner. So once again, you're providing them information. Most importantly, part of the reason why you lose a lot of your clients is because the homeowner go on Zillow when the rates drop, or go to the other portals online to try to find a better rate. And when they're on Zillow, since they're in that ecosystem, Zillow will aggressively target them. Hey, do you want to get a CMA for your home? So even though they came there for a rate, then now they got targeted for a CMA. They clicked a button, and now an agent is targeting them and calling them and offering them CMA. And while you're doing absolutely nothing, you think that you have this relationship established, there's someone else out there constantly poaching your clients. So what we've done is we will display instantly rates available on demand, updated every single day to your clients, and show them the best options for them. And not just the best options, but because we know exactly what rate they have. And we'll tell them, look, if you did a 15-year at today's rates, you will pay $400. So, for example, like $440 less a month or more a month, and how much your rate increases or decreases. So it will have lenders contact information. So, for example, if you're working with Alicia, we have Jeff Compton, who's actually using this tool. You guys can partner with Jeff Compton. So you guys can partner with a loan officer, and that loan officer will be able to answer any of those questions available for them. Then moving forward, this is where now you want to spark their interest. So if they want to buy another home, a second home, or an investment property, what if they use that equity they have in their home towards a down payment for another home? How much can they qualify for? So we're giving them little tools that they can play with and go, hey, you know what? What if it looks like I can qualify for another home? Let me ask my agent a question. Right? So once again, we're creating engagement between you and your past clients. If they want to turn their property into a rental, what can their house rent for on a long-term rental or Airbnb per day? What revenue they can make? And once again, it's branded to you. So once again, this is a monthly report that's automatically generated and sent efforts needed on your side via text message and via email. So that's one thing that we offer. Keep in mind, you get all this at no cost. Okay. The second thing I really want to talk about, and what I'm really excited about, is the ability to connect with homeowners before they decide to sell, especially at a time like this. What we want to do is we've reverse engineered this whole psychology of offering seller home values, and you get a branded website that will instantly provide a net equity report to your clients. To seller leads that you generate online. And I'll show you how we do this here in a few minutes. So in essence, you get a personalized website that asks for a name and email of a homeowner and phone number, and instantly we provide them a net equity report. So if they were to sell, right, we'll show them exactly what they will walk away with, what they will net, and they physically get a PDF document sent to their text message and to their email. And then once you've captured that seller lead, the important thing is, how do you stay connected with that lead? By automatically updating their CMA every single month so that they stay off of those portals online. All right, so that being said, let me just quickly show you guys. Oh, actually, before we go into a demo, the big question is, Shon answered a lot. I really appreciate what Shon was talking about today. He's validating a lot of the things that I've been sharing with a lot of our agents as well, is the housing market. I took the liberty to actually show pool statistics from the Sacramento and Placer County for 2019, and these are our stats, right? At a time right now, April, May, June, July, we're selling well over 2,000. Well, we should be selling over 2,000 listings per month. These are actual sold listings for last year. This is what we should be having. What in reality, what's happening is we're starting to see a decline in listings. We're going to see that number climb down more, but it's to create this big pent-up demand Shon was talking about. Those sellers that originally were supposed to sell, you know, the ones that need to sell are the ones that will, but a lot of them, because of consumer confidence scores low right now, right, they're sitting on sidelines. And so the question is, how do you capture this big pool of sellers and not just capture them, but provide them real value, right? And then nurture them, because in several months, there's going to be a massive wave coming. Shon used a different analogy of a bottle, water in a bottle, right? We are going to see a massive wave of listings hit the market. You do not want to be the agent doing door knocking, open houses, prospecting, calling, right, at that time. You want to use today to generate those leads, nurture them, stay in front of them, and have them call you when that time comes in several months from now. And so we're going to give you tools to do that today. We've launched a new system called Social Post-it. We took 10 years of our online real estate marketing experience. I kid you not, we spent at one point over $300,000 a year on online marketing. We figured out, and that's just to generate buyers and seller leads. We know online marketing, and we're offering all of our expertise to you guys at no cost, right? So you guys will get banners specifically designed for a time like this. On top of that, every week, you're going to get an email with a new banner that we provide as the market shifts and changes. And we come up with, you know, a creative text down below. So something like, are you thinking to sell after the coronavirus outbreak dies down? Track your home's equity with this free tool, and a link to your website. All you have to do is click share on Facebook, and it goes automatically to all of your sphere of influence. And once again, it costs you $0. Once a homeowner clicks on that link, they will be driven to your personal branded website that's going to have your logo, your photo, and the homeowner plugs in the address. You give them the net equity report. Then you can reach out to them. And even if you don't, because they will automatically be put into Home IQ. That report that I showed you will be sent to them instantly via email and via text message every single month. So now what you've done is you've provided them a way to track their home's equity, because all of those sellers who originally were going to sell, those 2,000 homeowners every single month who were supposed to sell, right? Don't you think for a second they're going to be wondering what's happening with the housing market? Hey, what happened? Are the housing prices falling down? How much equity can I make now? Right? So they're going to be asking those questions. And as they're asking those questions and searching on and sitting on the couch, watching a movie and flipping through Facebook, they see your ad, they click on it to get that net equity report. And guess what? Now you've captured them, and now you are nurturing them. So not only Home IQ can be used to nurture your past clients, you can use this tool to generate seller leads and provide them value on demand. So when that time comes and when that pent-up demand builds up, you're going to be way ahead of all those agents. You're going to have a massive built-up pipeline of seller leads, right? So we have agents already using our tools that have gotten not just leads, but have gotten listings and have closed transactions. These are agents in our area in Sacramento. You guys probably know some of them. You know, Elena's been using our tool. She posted it down below. Here's a text message she sent me. Hey, Alex, I just got 3 leads within 2 hours of posting my Home IQ link to Facebook. I couldn't believe it worked so fast. I'll try it on Instagram next. I'm stoked, right? And you get a text message of those leads instantly. So that being said, let me quickly show you the product, and then I'll open this up for questions. Right, so here's Oleg. This is my business partner, my co-founder as well. This is his live account. As you can see, he plugged in his homeowners. 86% of those homeowners have opened his email. 66% are clicking on those reports. But most see the report has been sent out 11 times, right? Once every single month. Look at how many times they're opening their email. 70 times. They're clicking on that report 55 times, 53 times. Right? It is incredible the value that we offer them. And so you can easily click on that icon and open up the report and see exactly what that homeowner sees, right? As you scroll through, right? Here's what they can rent their house for. Here's what they can rent for on Airbnb based on today's rates, how much money they can save. when your homeowners see something like this, like, oh my gosh, I can save $133,000, on my mortgage and pay less because the rates drop. Incredible. Why wouldn't I reach out? And then they just click and ask a question directly to that loan officer. Now, let me show you something really, really powerful, right? So we give you a marketing section. So keep in mind, you have your website, your link. When you click on that icon, it'll open up and here's your website and you can drive traffic to this website.
Hey, everybody.
All the different banners you can choose from.
Alex, while you're doing that, if everyone could remember to mute your mics, someone's little kid in the background, we could hear him. No big deal. We love kids.
It might be Alex's kid too.
Oh, that actually, sorry, that's my kid. He's running to my door.
I was wondering. I love it. We're cool.
All right, sorry guys. Yeah, so.
The other thing, Alex, for people who don't have a database who are watching this going, I can't do this, I don't have a database. They could start by adding like 5 or 10 people a day. 10 a day, 10 days is 100 people. And a month you have 300 people getting these reports.
Yeah, exactly. So keep in mind, for example, some of the latest ones that we're doing, COVID-19 market impact report, right? Or, any one of these you can use. So for example, track your home's equity. All you have to do is you click on this banner, a pop-up appears, right? And we provide some text for you that you can use. You hit share on Facebook. Let me just show you how easy this is, right? And then the system will automatically post this to your Facebook, and then you hit post to Facebook. You're done. Now let me log into my Facebook account and show you that it should be live right now. And there it is. Alex Kachik, stay ahead of the market with instant equity reports on your home, a free tool you can access now. And when they click on this report, they land on your website. What was that?
Beautiful.
Yeah. So now let me show you the full experience, right? Once they land on your website, as they're sitting in front of their home, and keep in mind, it's fully responsive to be mobile. So when they're clicking on an ad from their phone, which they will in many cases, right, they're going to get, it's very responsive. So you don't have to worry about that. And let me just plug in the address. I'll show you how this works, right? So they plug in their address, and then we go, hey, is this you? So part of this is creating that that trust level. We're showing them, look, we know who you are. Okay, yes, right? And we want to get them in the habit of clicking and saying yes. So now we're not asking for their name. We know exactly who they are, and we're just asking them to verify that. We tell them, awesome, we got the report ready for you. Where can we send you the report? And then let me go ahead and just plug in my address, my email address. 70% of the homeowners are actually providing us contact information. And so once they do that, now we go into the title company, into the county tax records, and we start generating this beautiful report. As you can see, the report has their address on it, so it looks like personalized to them, right? They're getting something of real value. So it takes a few more seconds, and then we give them this. So now a seller sitting at home without having to talk to an agent sees a net equity report for their address, right? Their name. We show them, look, we know that you purchased this home on this date for this amount. Here's what your current home value is. We know that your loan balance is this. All the closing costs associated with selling your home, and if you sold today, you will walk away with $171,000. And now, right, they're like, holy shit, I got this. This is so cool. It's brand to the agent. And if it provokes them, they click on, what is this detailed home IQ report? And they click on that. Guess what? They now got access to a home IQ. So now, not only you have the ability to nurture your past clients, you can generate seller leads, right? Like never before. You've got this free marketing toolkit that's updated every week with relevant content. We're using all of our best practices that we've learned in the last several years, and we're giving it to you guys, and you have access to this today, right? Absolutely free for all Brent Gove's team, right? So we're not offering this to everybody, guys, but you have it, right? And so that being said, all you have to do is go to homeiqreport.com, create your account. And Brent, if you can send me a list of all your agents, name, phone number, email, then I will ensure on my back end to activate their account for free. Because once you sign up, only get to free trial, get to try reports yourself today. But then I have to activate it manually on the back end to make it available for you unlimited, right? So go to this website right now, sign up. Brent, send me a link, a list of all your agents, and I'll give them this tool for free. All right.
Now, Alex, real quick, everyone get your cameras out and take a picture of this page. I'm telling you, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. It's amazing. It'll brand you in front of your clients. It's aesthetically pleasing to the eye. It's got a great name, Home IQ. It is. I love this program. You should all. It's free. You should start it. Get people in there and watch what happens. Post it to Facebook, Instagram. Alex, is there a way they could just contact you, or when they apply, can they put "I'm on the Brent Gove team" when they apply here?
So, you know what I'm gonna do? Hold on.
I just don't want to be a kink in the wheel or
Yeah,
a
just
lot.
you know what you guys could do? Just send me an email to Alex. Here, just do this. Alex@homeiqreport.com. So once you create your account, just send me an email and say, Alex, I'm on Brent Gove's team, and that's all I need, and I will take care of it.
Sweet, and that's anyone watching this, right?
Yep.
Alex@homeiqreport.com. What an awesome program. Let's unlock everybody's mics. And we got just a couple minutes here to ask questions. Who wants to ask the first question to Alex? Don't be shy.
HomeIQ, and it's homeiqreport.com.
All right, am I unmuted?
You're unmuted, Barry. Go ahead.
All right. By the way, I think his screen is still up, but you don't need to see me. I had a couple of questions, but let me just start with. By the way, I love the product. Just to start from that, I'm already sold on the product. I'm definitely doing the product, but I just wanted to make sure I asked a couple of questions that go beyond this initial scope. It sounds like it's good for our clients as we load them in. The question I had was, with these new people that pop up, how are we getting their interest rate in order to do that calculations? Most of the times on the title records, it does. I mean, I understand if I sold them the house, I know what their interest rate is. If I did the loan, I know what their interest rate is. But how are we getting that if they're a stranger?
All you need is an address, and that's it. We do the magic ourselves. So you give us the address and the contact information of that homeowner, and our system does it all. Like I said, we spend hundreds of thousands a year on data, and we have strategic partnerships that allow us to pull that information. So we do that for you.
Good enough for me. I don't need to understand how the car drives. I just need to know it starts when I get in it.
And we can see you, Barry. When you talk, it actually moves you to the screen, I believe is how it works.
Great.
Anybody else?
Hey, Alex, this is Heather with Chicago Title. Is this similar to HomeBot product?
Yes, yeah. So we are the only competitor to HomeBot. Yes, but
Got
the difference is HomeBot charges, they're twice as expensive for loan officers, and they charge agents $25 every single month.
Yes.
You guys get this for free. And HomeBot does not offer you landing pages to generate net equity reports and nurture clients the way we do. They only do nurture clients. And they're a complete different interface design, but same concept. Yes.
So Alex, if I have agents that do not want to partner with a lender, is there a fee for a non-Brent Gove agent?
Yeah, well, here, send me a message. We can have that conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll definitely have that conversation with you.
Fantastic. Sure. I appreciate it. Thank you.
There are benefits to being a Brent Gove agent. And you're really your own agent. I'm just behind you like 100%. We're branding you, not me. But this is my team meeting every Thursday. Anybody else, real quick? Got time for one more. 3 seconds. Unmute your mic. 2, 1. Done. All right. Great team meeting today. Was somebody chiming in? Oh.
I didn't realize I wasn't unmuted. I was going to say, do we get his cell phone just in case we have questions, or would we just use his email?
I would just email him. Let's not put him on the spot. Just shoot him an email, and then if you need to talk, you guys can talk.
Yeah, you guys shoot me an email because I get really slammed and busy with a lot of the demos I have to do. So email will be the best form of conversation. But then if you guys want a personalized demo, I'll send you in my email when I respond. You have a link to a demo, which I can set up a Zoom call, and then we can work out my schedule to I can give you a more personalized demo if needed.
And Alex, I'm sure you have a recording of one of these you've done. The internet quality was not good. You kept fading in and out. We really struggled to hear you. So it worked. We got the gist of it, but it was the internet quality was a C++. So if you have one of these recorded that's nice and clear and we can hear you, I will post that at the Brent Gove team page. for everyone to see again. This is something you got to see again. It's an amazing product. Alex, thank you for being on today. And you, this is not a Keller Williams product. Your partner works for Keller Williams, but this is Home IQ. Has nothing to do with Keller Williams, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Oleg just still stuck with Keller Williams. They gave him a great deal, so he's stuck there. I haven't sold a house for 3 years. I'm still licensed, but I've been heavily focused on technology. I'm driven by tech. So yeah, once again, it has nothing to do with KW.
Yeah, we want to make that point. We love KW, but this is not a KW tool.
Yeah.
All right, good. We got to wrap it up. So couple closing points. Number one, we'll see you next Thursday right here, 10 a.m. to 11. We'll have a whole nother batch of speakers. And keep in mind, lift your laptops, get good lighting, shut the blinds behind you so it doesn't over background. You look like the guy on the mutual insurance thing where he jumps into the ocean. We don't want the witness protection look where you're all blacked out. And number two, tonight at 5 p.m., Kyle Whistle, use of video, number one in the country, and by Inman News. He's going to speak for an hour, followed by Stacy on, and I'm going to be interviewing Stacy on what's happening. It's so exciting what's going on. Don't miss that. That's 5 o'clock tonight. If you want to know how to get there, go to Brent Gove Resources, click on upcoming events or Where's Brent, and you'll see the link to tune in at 5 o'clock. It's also being broadcast on the Brent Gove business page. It'll be broadcast live. I think I got all that right. Stroop, Rob, anything I'm missing? Anything I need to cover?
No, great meeting, guys. Great to see everybody. Love the momentum. Good job.
And I do want to say this. What was I going to say? I've totally forgot what I was going to say. Alicia, I'll give you 1 minute. She does have a great tip on what to do with your clients that have lost their job. How do we help people who have just lost their jobs? Alicia, take it away.
Super fast, quick tip. Rates are back to 2.9, no points. I'm throwing it out there. Number one. Number two, your client loses their job and they've signed docs or they're in the last week of escrow. I called an employer and I said, listen, have you heard about paycheck protection? You can sign up today. Can you please pay them one more check and write a letter saying you're going to keep them until May 2nd when this is over? Boom, funded. I made it through by the skin of my teeth. So just because they lost their job, so did my client, I personally called the employer and said, can you do me a favor? And they did it and we funded. So don't just give up. If that happens or if they tell you that, you can push up against it. So if you need any other tips on how to hold it together, just reach out to me on my cell phone.
Absolutely. And we'll end with this, man. When you read through the Bible, it says after plagues and famines and war, it always says this. It says, and it came to pass. And you know what? It didn't come to stay. It came to pass. 1929, terrible. Went through some rough years. And it came to pass. Our big economy correction, 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, it was terrible. People ripping copper out of walls and stealing ovens and microwaves. That's all behind us. And it's just life. Life goes through these cycles of life. It's your job not to freak out. It's your job to stand at the helm, stick your chest out, and say, if it's too tough for you, it's just right for me. The well you've been drinking from is the well you've been thinking from. Read good stuff, watch good stuff, limit the news to 15 minutes a day in the morning. Don't watch it at 11 o'clock and dream about COVID-19 molecules chasing you, little germ bugs all night long. You're looking over your shoulder. That's because you watch the news at 11 o'clock. Don't be a dum-dum. Stroop says that to me all the time. Don't be a dum-dum. That watching the news before you go to bed is a no bueno, because they'll do that and who got murdered. Oh, that's a great night's rest. So again, if you want to be informed, you should be safe. Watch the news for 15 minutes a day if you got to. I didn't watch it yesterday. I don't even think I watched it the day before. I wash my hands. I don't breathe on people. I don't touch stuff. I'm 40 feet apart. I teach people before. Be responsible. Have empathy. Pray for people. I've been praying for people. But give, share. Cindy today is going to deliver Easter presents and goodwill through her whole neighborhood. There's one of them with their daughters. 35 homeowners, not even mention real estate. They know she's in real estate. That is good stuff. Check it up on them. So anyways, love you all. I'll see you next Thursday at 10 a.m. right here. Don't forget this Friday at 9 a.m., Saturday at 9 a.m. We have Jason Guessing, CEO of EXP. That'll be on the Brent Gove business page broadcast live. The one we did last Saturday was seen 35,000 times with Glenn Sanford, like within the day. So it's going to be huge. That's a Saturday tonight. Kyle Whistle and Stacey Onen, 5 o'clock. So much good stuff to plug into. So much stuff to get your head right, to get your heart right. Love you all. Go love somebody, speak life, and we'll see you. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Boom.
Peace out.